Today is off the cuff. I don't have any plan except for that I know I have a lot of things to get in order, and so I'm gonna take you along with me on that. All right, I just got Theo down for a nap because we are doing that these days. He finally goes down for naps. So you guys have seen him sleeping on me for the last 6 months. Every time this happens with my children, I just forget how relieving it is, which I enjoy so much the first several months of baby wearing. But then around 6 or 7 months, it just doesn't work as well anymore. They want to be down to sleep, they don't take very long naps, and then you just finally have your arms back for a few hours a day, which is really, really nice. Luke and the older boys are out milking the cow, feeding the chickens, all the chores. Johanna's in the other room with Danny and Micah. I have a few things to do around the house. So first of all, I'm gonna show you a few changes that I'm making here to one of the boys' rooms. I wanna show you these new beds I found. Found these on Facebook Marketplace. They look antique, but they're not. They were handmade several years ago by a local craftsman. So they're really, really solid oak beds, and I think they are just beautiful. Soon we're gonna be doing like a big swap-a-roo. I mean, not too soon, but at some point we're gonna get Daniel out of his crib. We'll move Theo to a crib. Right now he's just in a pack and play. And so with the number of boys we needed 2 sets of twin beds plus a crib. I have a set in the other boys' room, and then I needed a set for in here. When these popped up on Marketplace, I messaged the guy like 5 times before he got back to me because he wasn't checking his messages, and I was like, hey, I'll come today. I offer you full price. Can I get these? Super inexpensive for solid beds. I mean, probably about the price you would get 2 beds for at IKEA, but yet they are solid wood. You've seen this quilt floating around in various rooms. I wish I had like 5 of this exact quilt because I love it so much. But for right now, I'm just doing 2 mismatched blue quilts. And then here's a little peek of the bathroom, which a full-blown renovation update is coming soon to this vlog. And then another change is I found a really pretty dresser. All of the boys' clothes are on the floor, but they don't have very many, so thankfully it's okay. But there will be a pretty new dresser coming soon right here. So I'm really excited to get that in here. And then I will be sharing all of my new finds in an upcoming antique haul. That, or maybe a reveal of the room and the bathroom, since we've swapped things around and I haven't shown much of this room. I also ordered some curtains, some fabric for curtains that I'm gonna put in here as well. So I'll be sewing those, and all of that will be upcoming on a vlog, but just wanted to share with you some of the plans that we have going on. I want to take a little quick break to tell you about something really exciting that I've been launching since last Tuesday. So the launch ends this week. I forget exactly when this video is coming out, and so I don't know if it's like ending today or it's ending tomorrow, but I have a course that I've been working on. I actually first made the course 2.5 years ago, and I have in the last several months been updating it with new videos, new workbooks, new schedulers and planners and goal trackers. It is a YouTube success course. So basically it teaches you how to start a channel, how to create professional looking videos, how to do keyword research so those videos are seen and niching down in your brand. Basically all the things that I have learned over the past almost 5 years. So it'll be 5 years ago this summer that I started my YouTube channel. So it's all the stuff that I've learned over those 5 years, things that I failed at and figured out how to overcome that. Basically how to be successful on YouTube. So if you're interested in learning how to start your own YouTube channel, you can go to bit.ly/farmhouse YouTube, and that's where you can sign up to hear about the course. I did a live webinar last Friday, and I wish I would have gotten out a video ahead of time so that I could tell you guys about it, but it kind of just occurred to me that I never did tell YouTube about my YouTube course, and so I'm including it here in this vlog. I can also send the live webinar replay, so you can check that out. But if you want to get in on the course before the doors close, which is happening again either today or tomorrow, go over to bit.ly/farmhouse YouTube, and you can enter your email, and then I will send you all the details before it closes. We need to think about lunch today. I have some pork chops thawed out because whenever you order a half or a whole pig, you end up getting more pork chops than you want. At least that's my experience. And so I have to use them all the time before we get more meat, which we're gonna be getting soon. I actually have a half of a cow coming very soon, and so we need to clean out the freezer. Just check the pantry, and we have 1 can of salmon, so we can't do salmon burgers. So we'll probably do pork chops, but in what variety shall we do them? Risotto? That is the best.
Yes.
Which we do all the time. Guess what though, I have no broth. I'll get broth going. We'll do risotto for dinner. So I'll get broth going now, and then we'll think about what we're gonna do for lunch after that. I thought of it. Let's parboil some eggs, cook some bacon, get some greens out of the garden. That's what you just said reminded me. Make some honey mustard and make salad. I am gonna leave that broth simmering, and my sister and I are going to take the kids strawberry picking again. Yes, we do this a lot. I love berry picking. It's just so fun, and it's like a seasonal thing that I feel like I need to do with my kids as much as possible because it's so short-lived. I'm gonna get some of these fed from the farm chicken fajita breast strips thawing out because that will be good on our salads. And then I am thinking now, I was thinking honey mustard, but now after knowing that we're gonna go strawberry picking, I'm thinking of doing a strawberry vinaigrette. So we'll see how that goes as well. And I need to give a quick plug for Redmond. I've been buying Redmond salt forever. They actually, for the podcast, sent me a coupon link. And so now my viewers and my listeners can get 15% off with the link bit.ly/Farmhouse Redmond. I bought this 10-pound tub because we use so much salt in our home because I make everything from scratch that, you know, the broth isn't salted, the vegetables, nothing is salted, and food is good when it's salted. I make a lot of fermented vegetables, you need salt for that, I make a lot of sourdough. So I bought this huge 10-pound bucket so that I don't run out. That's a constant problem. And I just usually fill up my little container here and keep it nearby, but then I have this stashed away with my bulk grains and my bulk grain cabinet, even though it's not a grain, but I like to keep this on hand in bulk. We got our schedule all messed up because Theo took a very bad morning nap. Now he's up because he took another nap. Daniel's down, that's how it goes. So I'm gonna make my afternoon espresso. I do this every single day. Today I'm gonna make the Yoki coffee. If you're on Instagram, you've probably heard of this by now. I have a few organizing projects that I want to do during this afternoon nap. One would be my office area with my camera gear. I just cannot keep that organized, so I have to revisit it. Same for this bookshelf here. We use the books and then we leave them. That's what we tend to do in this family. And so I'm gonna get those back reorganized here on my shelf. Some of them are library, so I'll set those in a different spot so that way they don't actually go up there, but I need to make this back in order. I told you about this Farmhouse Book Co. a few months ago whenever I ordered the whole set. It's on the top shelf here for my kids. And the owner of the business, her name's Cheyenne. She has a really adorable Instagram where she teaches life skills, and there are life skills throughout all of these books. That's what drew me to get them in the first place. So they're all classic stories, but with life skills woven throughout. And then now she started a podcast and a YouTube, and she sent me the rest of the collection, some of the newer books. So there's one for each month of the year, which I really like this because I can get my kids to read about the garden throughout the month. So this is the Farmhouse Victory Garden Calendar for boys and girls, and there's one for each month, which is so cool. She also sent me a couple of her kits. So this fermenter kit and these seeds, they go with the Victory Garden set. So I'll leave links below for you to check this out. So you can get them these Victory Garden books that teach them through each month what's going on in the garden, and then a little activity to go along with it, the fermenter kit. And then she also sent me this sewing kit. So this sewing kit's really cute. It comes in a little mason jar with some fabric and a few notions that you need. So the whole point of her business, it's really a neat concept, is to teach kids life skills through literature, through classic stories, and picking out some of those themes and then teaching it to kids in a real applicable way. So I really love that, and my kids have been absolutely loving all the books. Now I want to take a little bit of time to tell you about this mudroom or sunroom, however you want to call it. We're trying to still decide what we're going to call it because I feel like that sort of informs the function of it informs the design. But we have been working on this a bit. When we first moved in, we showed you how there had been a second panel of windows put up over the original windows, or at least the windows that were put on at some point in history. We believe this would have been a porch. Well, we know it was because there was exterior siding, and they added it on, and then they put up these windows, and at some point somebody put up this other big slab of windows that blocked the view. And so the other day, Luke actually took those down. And then throughout the day today, he's been working on replacing and reglazing a lot of the windows. So there were some windows that were broken, and so we had to get some new glass and then fix up some of the glazing. Now for in this room, we have a few ideas. One for sure thing we want to do is we want to take this deep freeze and move it either to the garage or in the basement, probably the garage, because this opens up to the kitchen, and it'd be a lot prettier if the door, the French door that was the exterior, could open all the way. And then we have these cabinets here and the windows, the view of our patio area. We want to repaint the floors. The walls need like a skim coat of drywall, possibly put up some beadboard to mirror what's going on in the kitchen. So this is going to be a makeover that we're going to bring to you very soon that we are working on. I don't know for sure if we're going to do a color in here. We might, because it is really bright. I guess I don't have a whole lot of vision at this point. I do know we want to paint the floors and spruce this place up, and it's already looking so much better with the windows being exposed. Right, the next thing on my list today is water glassing eggs. A lot of you mentioned this technique in my using up all the eggs video. Heard of it, never tried it. So I'm gonna try it. It's really, really simple. All you do is you take unwashed, clean eggs. That might sound like a contradiction, but eggs that don't have a lot of filth on them, so they've been in a nice coop with bedding, but aren't washed, because they have on them a coating that keeps them preserved. It's called a bloom. Basically, from my understanding, the lime works with that to preserve the eggs, and they can be kept for 12 to 18 months. Some people said they've even kept them for up to 2 years. And what's good about this, so I froze some eggs. We use them in things like quiche. This is good because you're getting the eggs exactly as they were. So it's as if you just took it from the coop that day. They cook and crack and everything just like a normal egg. So the way this works is you want 1 ounce of this pickling lime per quart. So this is a ½ gallon jar, so I want to put in 1 ounce of pickling lime and then fill the water up to 4 cups, which is a quart. So I'm just gonna go until this reaches 1 ounce. Oop, okay, less than that. That's 2 ounces. So now if I had a whole bunch of eggs to preserve right now, I could just leave the 2 ounces and fill this all the way up and use this as my solution to pour over the eggs. You want to use something food grade, so like a 5-gallon bucket. I'm just going to use a glass jar, and I'm going to continue to do this throughout the season. A lot of the eggs that we have in the refrigerator right now are not clean, and so I couldn't use them. So I kind of just picked through and found the ones that were unwashed yet clean, and then I plan to do this kind of throughout. I'm just going to do a 1/2 gallon, so I only need 1 ounce. I got this pickling lime from a local hardware store, but you could also get it on Amazon. I actually have an Amazon shop. A lot of you ask me about certain things like fermenting, what fermenting lids and weights I use, and what Banneton baskets and different kitchen appliances. I have them all on my Amazon shop. So if you go to amazon.com/shop/Farmhouse on Boone, you'll see that. I will add this particular pickling lime as well. So now I have 1 ounce. I'm gonna fill this up to the 4 cups. I did some research on the kinds of lime, because apparently there's a lot of kinds of lime. I got mixed things, so to be safe, I just went with this pickling lime, which across the board everybody says that's the okay one to use. Now another thing I read is to not try to wipe things off the egg, because you might be tempted to just like take an egg that isn't clean and still do this, but apparently if you try to wipe off the thing that you're worried about, you might end up wiping off the bloom and then it would spoil. Another thing I read about is people wonder, well, how will I know if an egg's gone bad? And apparently the consensus across the board is that you'll know. So if it smells good, it looks good, I'd probably crack them in bowls separately to be sure. But apparently if that's the case, then you should be good to go. Okay, I had fully planned to make risotto. That was my plan all day in my head, but I went to the pantry and we are out of rice. So I'm just gonna throw these pork steaks on the grill instead with some of this barbecue sauce, and then I'm going to cook on my little side burner thing on the grill. Potatoes, just crispy potatoes. So I'll cook them in some hot coconut oil so that they get nice and crispy. And then the broth on the burner, I will just probably leave that going all night on a low simmer. Strain it off tomorrow, and then we'll use it for other things later this week. It took keeping the washer and dryer going all day long to get all this kid bedding washed. Something you gotta do every once in a while. We just had some einkorn strawberry shortcakes. I got too lazy to vlog it, or not really lazy, but I just didn't want to get the camera out. I was making them, we were trying to get them done before I had to come up here and put these sheets back on and quilts, and we need to get the boys in bed. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna blaze through this, not get the camera out. I often get asked how to convert a recipe. So I have a sourdough strawberry shortcake on the blog, but how to convert it over to einkorn. And usually what I do is I just do a little bit less liquid or a little bit more flour, because you need a little bit more einkorn than all purpose. And I'm out of breath from taking these blankets up the stairs. And so that is what I did. I just did a little bit more einkorn flour. They were so buttery and flaky and delicious. We made a little strawberry syrup. We did some strawberries, fresh strawberries, and cream and whipped cream with maple syrup. So delicious.